Oh, you already have a problem.
I have never in my life heard men speak of their unborn daughters, unborn hypothetical daughters, till a song came out. A specific song came out. And listen, I warned y'all before we even had this. This is an annoying thing for me. But, okay, Nicki Cardi news of the week. Let's now go ahead and bring up the topic. Cardi B and our hot leader, Megan Thee Stallion, did, however, drop a song, and it was fire. It was some hoes in the south. No, no, no. Okay, it was cool. It was great. I was having a great time, but it was very quickly interrupted. It was very quickly interrupted by the opinion of men who don't yet even have a reason to be mad, but, you know, are never worried about their unborn hypothetical sons. So there's this new song. She came out. It was real graphic or whatever, but also what Cardi B song isn't graphic. So I'm listening to the song and I'm thinking nothing of it, because this is quite literally how all Megan songs sound, how all Cardi songs sound. Like, this is kind of like normal for me at this point. Like, the song didn't really stick out to me. I thought it was really creative when she said the whole dangly thing in the back of my throat. That was real creative to me or whatever. And I think that was cool. And it was a great song. 10 out of 10. Men, however, 0 out of 10. That is my opinion on the whole topic as an entirety.
Look, I think there's two types of well, there's a lot of types of people, but some people want to make an issue and actually put more attention towards that than just enjoy the song. Here's my perspective on it, right? I grew up listening to Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent and Eminem, and they have all types of very inappropriate songs. Very graphic. And this to me is another inappropriate song from a woman's perspective. It is inappropriate. And for some people, they're making it a thing like, no, like it's not. No, it is. It's inappropriate. No, it is.
It is.
But at the same time, I don't think that it's like, when people say that, you know, music and video games and movies corrupt you, sure, I guess like that could be a factor to some people, where things that somebody says or does in media and the way that they consume it changes their perspective on certain things. I'll speak for myself. When I grew up with all types of, Amber said that she, you know, her brothers took her to watch Austin Powers when she was like, my dad used to show us like all types of gangster movies and all rated R movies when we were little. And I come from a family that's like really appreciative of art in general. That's the way that I always viewed these things, is just like, look at the lessons and perspectives that you can get from these things. At the same time, there's not many lessons you can get from, you know, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks and stuff like that, or anything that 50 Cent or Eminem would say. But it just sounded good. And even at the time, my dad would be like, you know, these songs are inappropriate and stuff. But the quality of them, when you put on a song like In the Club, when that first came out, you know, even he would be like, wow, like this is mixed or like whatever really well. And it's just something to enjoy, but it's not something that you necessarily attach yourself with. When a song like this comes out, I listen to it, you know, quality wise, like it sounds like a good song. It's kind of funny. It's kind of cool, whatever. Again, it is inappropriate. The video was dope, like regarding as far as graphically, aesthetically. Again, the video is also inappropriate, but I'm looking at it from that perspective, and all of those factors. It's just like, it's a song. It's another sort of thing in media that has been done before. And yeah, people are going to have a problem because it's something that they can say that, you know, either the liberals are doing or women need to check themselves and this and that. And it's just like, enjoy the song. And if you let that stuff consume you as well, you're no longer going to like the song either.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're like you were saying, a lot of men have these issues. Like,
right.
Yo, like, you know, women finally have this kind of song that it's like, okay, I have the power in this. Essentially, that's what the song is. Like, I have this power, right? That I can, like, in this situation, I have the power. And
that's my superpower.
Like, it's like saying who runs the world, girls, in a more explicit sense.
In a more explicit sense.
Yeah.
And so men are like, yo, why do we have this inappropriate song? Like, why is this like? And I don't know. It's just so weird because, you know, like you were saying, we have a bunch of songs like from the guy's perspective, right?
You know what else is interesting about that though? Like the men doing it, right?
Yeah.
When people would say things like, "Oh, this is women empowerment" or something like that, I think that that's like, you know, you could debate about that, it being exaggerated or whatever. But at the same time, when I started thinking about like the things that as guys that excite us, right? And labeling it something like men empowerment. For example, if I'm watching a movie like Scarface or The Godfather with just like dudes that it's just like a crazy testosterone build of just like shooting stuff and, you know, being explicit
Drugs,
and being
girls, like
abusive and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Does it make the man feel powerful? Yeah. Like when you're watching it with the boys, you're like, yeah, like this is what being men is all about. And then so I look at that and then I'm like, what if for women, you know, you hear a song like this and when it's like girls with girls, they're like, oh yeah, like we can be this, and it kind of like it excites you for a little. And we know as guys that like, you know, killing and things like that is like it's not the way to go, and this shouldn't be shown to kids who are not like ready to understand that this is a movie or just a song or something like that. So if you look at it in that same perspective, in a song like this or something that I guess quote unquote empowers women, it's the same thing on both sides. Men are just not used to it being that way for women, and so they have a problem with it because they're like, oh, what if they get too much power and then they're going to treat us this way and they're going to really... It's like to suppress them so that they don't figure out that there's this cheat code or something. I don't know. That's the way I might...
I've heard a few guys' responses to, like, and these are people who are not fans of it. I'm not putting this song up on a pedestal and being like, this is the idea, like, of femininity. This is the goal of being a woman. I'm not saying that, but do you want to know what it is? A good time. Like just singing that, just singing it, it's just a good time. And like, for example, in this conversation alone, we have had to acknowledge that it was an inappropriate song 6 times. When do we have to do that with a guy song? Like, when do we ever have to be like, this song is inappropriate, however, it's a song. It is inappropriate, but like also it was a good song. Like I feel like we've never had to do that, and I get it now that we're going to have more female rappers and they're going to be doing that. The more it'll slowly start to be accepted. It's just funny to me that the way that I've personally had conversations, quite literally at a table with men who feel like the song is giving women a wrong thing to idolize. And I'm like, so what about you when you were singing Lollipop by Lil Wayne in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th grade? What, like, is that, are you saying the same thing for you too? And they're like, well, no, it's just that like I'm a guy, so I know it's different. Well, you're also not a girl, and you have no idea how it's quote unquote like empowering these young girls to want to go out and achieve a WAP. That's not it. It's just supposed to be like yeah, like nobody's trying to be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna be the juiciest out there. Nobody's trying to do that. Like that's not a goal that anybody's going for. And I think if that's the case, then like there's another issue aside. This song is not going to be the problem for them.
Yeah, and it doesn't make you that person by associating yourself with something like that either, right? Like there's people that are modest that enjoy just as, you know, explicit art or whatever might be the case, and they don't change who they are. So it's really on you how you decide to, you know, let it impact you, or if you're too young, you know, on your parents to see if, I guess, something like that is going to you're ready for to consume something like that or not.